Right?
All you do is laugh at me anyway. Or is the intro
They're all
happening right
gonna
now?
laugh at you. Yeah, it's happening. This is
What's that
happening,
from? They're all
Tyler.
gonna laugh at you. Is that from the Adam Sandler thing?
No. Damn, it's Carrie. They're all gonna laugh at you.
Oh yeah. That's what it's from.
Right?
It's also from an Adam Sandler album,
Probably.
but he probably got it from that movie, I'm sure. Man, back in the day, like when comedians had albums. I remember, like I had Adam Sandler CDs.
I loved Adam Sandler. Like that was my dude for the longest, especially like in the fucking late 90s, early 2000s or whatever.
Oh yeah, totally. Anymore, I wonder about if he's been kind of compromised a little bit. I don't know.
Right? Well,
Some of the stuff I've seen in his recent movies were kind of.
did he lose the funny?
No, well, I mean, not that. Just some like symbolism in his movies, but I don't even know. I don't even know if he's aware of it. You never know.
Right?
Like it could be the producer or whoever throwing that shit in there. I don't know.
Who knows? Who knows? All right, let's show the video. Hold on. I don't talk through this part, Tyler.
Watch Loyal to the Foil, but don't believe anything she says. Do your own research for yourself. Don't let other people think for you.
Yeah, buddy. Don't let other people think for you. And yes, Foxhole, we know you can hear us, but it does seem fun that way, right? Like you're never really sure if we know that you guys can hear us. We just talk shit all through the intro.
Yeah, hot mic. That's
Right?
the whole point of it.
Hot Mike, what up, fam? Hello.
You know what's funny is I didn't even notice this, but the part in the intro where it says Utopia and it zooms in, and it's like so totally beautiful, but it's actually a trailer park.
Perfect.
I didn't even pick up on that when I made it.
Right,
That's
look
funny.
at that. Ruckus all
But
the way.
hey, there's a trailer park in Key West that's right on the beach, and it's basically paradise. Just because it's a trailer,
right? Can I get a trailer on the beach? Like, I'm cool with that.
That's basically what that was. Yeah,
cool with that for sure. What is up, fam? Welcome to Friday Conspiracy Theory Trivia with my favorite and your favorite, Tyler Kiwala. Good to see you guys. Look at Foxhole right out the gate. Thank you, guys. Much love to you. Who do we got? Golden Crisp with the can. Cheers, fam. Orion's Riddle with 200 gold pills. Have a great day. Yes, please have a great day. Share Within with the cookie. Good to see you, Share Within. Dawn S with the phone. That's the end of my gold pills. Much love. Thank you. Much love to you. And Curly Kaylee with the cookie. Hey, girl. Hey. While I'm reading names, Tyler loves that part. Real quick, thank you on Cash App to Karen Hare and John for the donation love, and on Rokfin to Asadullah Madarai. Thank you. Much love to you. If you like the content and want to support the channel, you know what to do. Loyal2ThaFoil.com, Cash App linked in the description below. Enough of that. What's good with you, Tyler?
Nicki Minaj.
I know. Right?
Hero of the week.
Who saw that coming, right? It's 2021. I mean, we could anything could happen, right?
Like I told you before we started, like how sad is it that I'm actually shocked when I see a celebrity or a musician think for themselves. Like we're so used to them not breaking script, and as soon as they go off script, it's like holy shit. And it's not anything like extraordinary that she's doing because we're all doing that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's crazy when you see one of them, go off script.
And what was even stranger, I don't know if you actually watched, the first, I think the first Instagram live that she did was like maybe 15 minutes or 14 minutes,
I
and
did not watch it. No.
she was rather articulate about what she was saying, like she gave the example of when she was in China, and they were telling her like, listen, you can't speak out against the government. She said, I remember thinking, man, that's terrible. That's so different, where I'm from. She was like, now look around. She was like, do you understand? We're doing the same thing here. She was like, I'm just asking questions about something that you want me to put into my body. Then, I mean, completely like the White House basically called her a liar. She was on there like, do you think I'd come out here to 180 million effing followers to lie about being invited to the effing White House? Like, she was s-
Yeah.
spasmatic on it. Like, I feel her.
Well, I mean, all of these people, we have to go back to their roots, where they came from, how they started. Especially musicians. Like some of them, I think they might have been good-hearted people, talented people that unknowingly sold their soul away when they signed a contract. And we're gonna see some of these people just hit a breaking point, I think.
Man, I'm with her. Jorge was asking, so do we stand with Nikki? I'm with it. Like, I'm
You
with it.
know, why wouldn't, even though who knows what's really going on, why would we not stand with a message like that?
Yeah. I mean, and what up, Dolphin? Good to see you. Hey, Dawn, Adam Hugapug, Golden Crisp, Curly Kaylee, Karen Allen. Yeah, it's the part where I read the name Stony Joe, Greg Herrera, Geert.
Dad's Potter.
Yeah, Cats.
Cat's Potter said Nikki is just worried about men's balls.
Well, if somebody's balls are swollen up, you might want to be slightly concerned about that. I'm just saying,
Yeah, yeah.
right? Right? Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, well, we need this. We need this. I mean, she was on her Twitter got suspended. She was on there like, what? I'm not allowed to talk to people from certain parties. Like, y'all are so divisive. Like, I'm completely with the message, man. Completely with the message.
Yeah, we have to cut some of these people some slack. We don't know
I
what they've
agree.
been through. We don't know what kind of blackmailing has been going on, which has happened absolutely. That's how they even pull off what they do. They blackmail these people into doing certain things, saying certain things, pushing certain messages. So I'm all for giving someone the benefit of the doubt, keeping that in mind.
Well, like you said, like, thank you, Anka Vonka, for the 117 gold pills. Much love to you. We got to kind of look at where people come from. Like, listen, man, if you come up hard in the hood, and it's not a pleasant experience, right? I know a lot of people probably haven't had this kind of an experience, but it freaking sucks. And you will find any way to try and get out of that. She just happened to catch the right tide at the right time.
Yeah,
But at least
exactly.
she's saying what she's saying now, I guess.
For sure. It is a trap. You're born right into it. I mean, some of these kids, like, the only way to feel like you can even survive is to join a gang
Yeah, absolutely.
because you don't want that gang to beat you up or kill you. So you join them,
Yeah,
you
or you
know?
just want to feel like you have that protection, right? That's your family. Like, you have
Yeah,
that
yeah,
unit. That's
exactly. Right. Yeah.
that's how and it helps sometimes. I mean, in a wrong kind of way, but it gives you that sense of security you're looking for. Like,
Hmm.
you know, some of us, like, I was blessed to come out the way that I did. It is what it
You
is, but
say, you
crazy,
say so.
crazy. Hey, now. Crazy,
um,
crazy stuff though. What else we
so
got
I,
going on?
I was totally surprised to see Popular Mechanics put an article out about the Nazi bell, the Die Glock.
Ooh, the Glocker. Yeah,
Um,
tell me about that.
so I don't know. Whenever you research or look up so much stuff, you create it creates an algorithm for you. So I start getting
Right.
all this stuff in my news feed about like all this science news, right? And I was totally shocked to see the Popular Mechanics write an article and actually do it justice. They told the story of how they thought the Germans had access to this technology, blah blah blah
Hmm.
blah blah. I'm like, this is really cool. And then they get to the end, And I posted it on Facebook, and I'm going to read it here for those who didn't see it, just because it's actually hilarious. I mean, it is.
They came with the smash hammer, like, yeah, nope.
Yeah, but it wasn't a smash hammer. It was like a rubber mallet. Like it was the worst argument I've ever seen. So at the end, the last paragraph of the article, does any of this check out? It's extraordinarily unlikely. For starters, there's one obvious hole in the theory. If the US really had access to anti-gravity technology, then where are the anti-gravity planes? That's the
What?
argument. And I laughed. I'm like, that is the most low IQ, surface level, brainwashed argument that we hear. You know, like, oh, that's like saying if the Earth is spinning, why can't I feel it? You know, or something ridiculous. Like,
Bruh, yeah, we have them, right?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
we actually have those. Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. What up, Dave MC?
And
Good
then,
to see you.
while I'm at it, I'm just gonna steal. This is the one you guys should cover on Space Force News. Um, otherworldly time crystal made inside
Oh
Google.
yes,
Did you see that?
I did. But please tell the people.
Yeah, otherworldly time crystal made inside Google quantum computer could change physics forever. And it's basically a time crystal that sidesteps the laws of physics, specifically the second law of
Thermodynamics.
Thermodynamics, yeah.
Yeah.
But this is what we've been saying forever. Like physics is wrong. Like there's problems with physics that are keeping us locked in.
Yeah, at a quantum level.
Yeah, and here
shit doesn't add up.
Here they are sidestepping the laws of physics, creating this technology that this is probably a time crystal from 20 years ago. We're just now reading an article about.
Yeah, they had put out like guys, a time crystal stays in a constant state of flux, right? And it never dissipates energy. It could literally just go forever, which is crazy, right? They had a brief where they had got some of it on film, and they had put out a little short clip. But you know, the words Google and quantum computer and time crystal in the same place just creeps me out to my soul, right? Thanks, Joyful June, for the cookie. Hugs and love to you too.
They're giving you the recipe to what they're capable of. Basically, they're telling you, look, this is what Google's doing. Like, this isn't just our search engine, right?
Oh, there's so much more.
Yeah,
so much more than just a freaking search engine, for sure.
Well, since we're on that topic, do you want me to ask you the first question? Because I have a question related to Google search engine.
By all means, let's do what we're here to do, Tylena.
I don't even know where I put this question.
Right. And yes, Golden Crisp, they just the math is wrong. They can't, on the quantum level, they're trying to figure it out, man.
As far as what? Physics?
Yeah, like things that we consider laws aren't necessarily laws at the level of the quanta. They've got to reconfigure the way they're looking at this stuff.
And then you have guys like William Tompkins who claim that what they're taught, the theories and the equations in physics books, the physics models are intentionally missing pieces to keep all these scientists hitting a dead end, basically.
No doubt.
Okay. Anyway, so here we go. It's a long question, so listen carefully.
I'm listening, because I noticed you tried to play me last time with some trick questions, so I'm gonna listen. What up,
I wasn't even there last time.
I know.
I wanted to elaborate on some of my questions.
Well, feel free.
But sorry. Anyway, what Disney movie do conspiracy theorists believe was created as a way to hack Google's search algorithm and distract consumers from information about the late Walt Disney using cryogenics technology to freeze himself when he died? Let me read that again. It's a long question. What Disney movie do conspiracy theorists believe was created as a way to hack Google's search algorithm and distract consumers from information about the late Walt Disney using cryogenics technology to freeze himself when he died? A. Secret Society of Second Born Royals, which I didn't even know was a Disney movie, but it is.
What?
Yeah. B. Once Upon a Snowman. C. Frozen. D. Eight Below. And those are all Disney movies.
Bruh. What was the first one called?
Secret Society of Second Born Royals. It's a legit Disney movie, like that I actually might want to watch.
Yeah, now I'm definitely intrigued, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Frozen.
We'll
I
see
have
what
no idea why,
the chat
but
says.
I'm gonna go with Frozen, right? There's Disney.
Frozen,
Listen,
Frozen, Frozen. Everyone's saying Frozen.
everything
Rise of
about
Skywalker.
Disney is a freaking rabbit hole.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Yeah,
Like,
all of it. Like
I'm still trying to figure out why the family cruise ship was stopping at Little St. James. Can somebody tell me, please?
yeah, that is.
Like,
We know why.
right? Like, make it make sense, man.
Well,
What argument could they even
and
have?
Disney World, or the original one, was supposed to be in St. Louis originally. Did you know that?
No, I did
But
not.
instead, they put. I don't know what happened exactly. I should have paid more attention to that history, but I know instead Anheuser-Busch headquarters ended up here. So
Yee
that's we
yee.
have. So all the Anheuser-Busch products come from St. Louis. But
Woohoo.
the answer is C, Frozen. So they
Yay.
wanted the theory is that when you type in Frozen, when you type in Disney Frozen, you get the movie instead of
Instead
information
of
about him freezing himself. Yeah.
cryogenics, right?
Yeah.
Man, right? Well, I wouldn't even want to mess with that tech back in the day. Like, I mean, you just freeze yourself for what? Hoping that they figure it out? Like, that sounds like a horrible plan to me.
Well, I mean, that's what we think. I'm sure they had it figured out a little better than that.
I don't know. It just seems like a bad idea. What up, Denicky? Good to see you. Um, Man, all right, Frozen, right? There's like I said, there seem to be conspiracy theories surrounding all kinds of Disney movies.
Yeah, somebody said Schumann Beans said the Secret Society movie came out last year. It is a new, yes, it was a new Disney movie. So,
Oh, now I definitely got to go watch. I was thinking that was one
mhm.
of them old school ones from like, the 30s or something, but apparently not.
Secret Society of Second Born Royals.
Yeah, that just sounds creepy as shit.
All right, your turn. Let's see what you got.
All right, all right. Which seafaring civilization actually visited the Americas in 3000 BC? Right?
Columbus.
Bruh. Was it A, the Sumerians, B, the Akkadians, C, the Phoenicians, or D, the Chinese?
Oh, that you didn't say any of them. I thought.
Uh huh.
Read the question again.
Which seafaring civilization actually visited the Americas in 3000 BC? A, the Sumerians, B, the Akkadians, C, the Phoenicians, or D, the Chinese?
The Phoenicians.
Final answer?
Well, I don't know how the Phoenicians tied to, I don't know much about it, I guess. The Vikings, because I was gonna say the Vikings.
No, well,
Because
they were definitely here.
yeah, that's
They were definitely here before, but this was even before that. This was way before that.
yeah, it definitely 3000 BC, obviously. Um Somebody said all the above, probably. Yeah. So A,
Right.
Sumerians, Phoenicians. I say Phoenicians, but I don't know.
All right. Well, it is. It is C. The Phoenicians. Good call, Tyler. Yeah, they're not tied to the
Oh,
Vikings. They actually, as a matter of fact, it's kind of crazy. I remember last year seeing a story about them building, like the Phoenicians were like Mediterranean, like proto-Mediterranean civilization,
mhm.
right? I remember seeing a story last year about them building a replica ship, like what they would have had at the time. and trying to sail it from near to where the port of Carthage would have been to the Americas. And then of course Corona hit, and I don't know what happened to that. If anybody
Maybe
knows if they made it.
maybe I saw something like that and it was in my subconscious. I don't know. It just stuck out to me when it but
Well, there were clearly visitors here long before we discovered anything,
well,
right?
yeah, I mean, and they're clearly natives here,
Right?
long before that. So,
I mean, God, they found Egyptian stuff in the freaking Grand Canyon, did they not? So,
and 2 hours away from me in
oh,
Cairo,
that's right.
Illinois.
That is right. You did tell me that,
Cairo, Illinois.
right? Yeah. So, I
And
mean,
then but they deny it in the mainstream.
well, of
But the
course.
towns named, all the towns in that area are named after Egyptian cities.
Well,
Um,
thank God for the Smithsonian and them, hiding all the good information so that they
what
can
did I
keep the
say? What did
narrative
I
straight.
read? What did I read yesterday? That it was like upwards of like 15, is it either 15 or 150 million artifacts that they've buried or
Oh, I have
hidden.
no doubt.
Yeah, like that's, I know that's a big difference, but it was at least 15 million artifacts that have been hidden away and under the Smithsonian.
I mean, listen, the Vatican Library, like if we ever decide to storm some stuff, yeah, the Vatican Library or the Smithsonian, like those would be two definite go-tos on my list of things to storm, right?
Apparently, the what's the Edgar Casey School in Virginia? Um, Apparently, there's a library underneath of that institute that actually holds records similar to what the Vatican has.
Oh, that'd be crazy, right?
Um,
Is it all stuff that was transcribed from him talking or what?
no, it's just a location of an underground record hall of records,
I
basically.
need I need to go to some of these anything underground has probably got some good information in it. I'd be willing to bet.
Yeah.
Right.
Um, well, that I'll skip around. That'll actually lead to my next question.
Well, there you go.
Um, Russian child genius who claims to remember his past life on Mars says that the Egyptian Sphinx holds life changing information and the key to life beyond Earth, and that the opening mechanism is located where? Should I read that question again?
Go, you read it one more time for the peeps.
Russian child genius who claims to remember his past life on Mars says that the Egyptian Sphinx holds life changing information and the key to life beyond Earth, and that the opening mechanism is located where? A, under the left paw, B, behind the right ear, C, in the top of the head, or D, directly under the torso.
I want to say the paw.
Paw
I
paw.
thought it was the paw, but I don't know.
Well, this one's tricky, but there is a very specific answer to this.
Hmm.
We'll let the chat.
Yeah. What does the chat say? Oh,
They're all
Danicki.
they're all over the place, under the paw, top of the head, in your heart.
Oh, that's awesome. Listen, Danicki Sandals says the Phoenician replica made it to Florida on M3's birthday on 2/12 of 20. That's awesome. So they did have the capacity to get here with one of those little ships that they made.
Oh, it actually did. Okay, cool.
It made it here. Yeah.
So it looks like we have every answer all across the board here,
Oh yeah, I'm seeing under the tail, up the butt, all kinds of stuff.
around the corner. Yeah. So the answer is actually B, behind the right ear.
Ah,
But there is under one of the paws, there is supposedly an entrance. In the top of the head, there is a very visible hole up there that looks like an entrance.
ooh.
Under the torso, I think on the right side, there is an entrance.
So you came with another trick question
But it's not a trick question because
because
the
that's
answer
not what the
is
Russian kid said.
specifically said, the kid said it was
Ah,
he said the information will change life on Earth forever. And he said it's behind the right ear, and there is like an entrance, looks like a doorway or something right under the right ear on the Sphinx. That what's really funny is it's very visible in a lot of photos, but then there's photos without it, like it's been airbrushed out of it also. So
imagine that. Well,
yeah, but
anytime somebody is over there doing research and they get close to finding some shit, the Egyptian government shuts them down. Like,
Yeah.
we're not having any of that. Stick with the narrative, kids. Thank you, Golden Chris, for the can. I appreciate you guys and your gold pills. Thank you, much love. Um,
I just watched this a documentary the other night when I couldn't sleep. I literally had it for like 5 years. Somebody gave it to me as a gift, and I was like, man, I can't sleep. So I put this DVD in, this Egyptian DVD, and it was talking about how there was like an undercover excavation going on in the Great Pyramid, like fairly recently, that wasn't what was like, there was clearly evidence of it. And like there was like a crew, like the Egyptologists, like were there
mhm.
excavating, but they weren't doing it. They were doing it at night, like inside. They were doing it like without leaving a trace, doing whatever they needed to do, and then during the day they would act like there's nothing there, but they're clearly on to something, right? And there was like they were showing all the remnants of it, like the whole chamber in the middle was like full of dust, like sawdust from a stone, like a stone cutting tools and rock chips, and there was like a bag of like uh whatever. It's just crazy.
Yeah, and there's always something crazy going up. What up, Matt 1776? Thanks for the phone. What up, Speak Uneasy? Good to see you guys. While I'm thinking about it, I just dropped the link in the chat for Methods PayPal. If you can and you want to help, please do so. Our brother needs our help, and if you can't help financially, prayers are always welcome.
So Matt Smith says the chamber is under the paw, but the mechanism is probably behind the ear,
Right?
which would make sense. Yeah.
It's probably so much shit down there, right?
All right. What do you got for
All
us?
right, what do I got for you? All right. So, do you know that apparently all the land in England was given to the Pope? Now, this should surprise nobody, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tyler, do you know what treaty it was that handed over all of the land in England to the Pope? Was it A, the Treaty of 1213, B, the Treaty of Tordesillas, C, the Treaty of Westphalia, or D, the Treaty of 1714?
It's not the Treaty of Pope Freelandia.
Right? It definitely should have been called that.
I don't actually know. I'd just be a guess. I could see.
Fair enough.
Whatever you said.
Westphalia.
Yeah.
Right? Well, I mean, again, this is according to conspiracists, but in fairness, the Catholic Church, I think, is still the largest land-holding organization on the planet, right? Which is kind
So
of
we have
creepy.
B, A, C.
Yeah, it was A. It was the Treaty of 1213. So can you imagine, like all the way back then, apparently they just handed over the country to the Pope, right? And then screwed him later.
Right? That's how they operate.
Man.
That's the one thing. I mean, this has nothing to do with that, but I was just thinking about the Constitution and like what they're allowing right now and what is actually capable of. And so many people are like, oh, this is unconstitutional. It's against the Constitution. They can't do this. This is against the law, blah, blah, blah. It's not legal. But like when you make up the rules, like there are no rules for yourself.
Well, I mean,
right?
Listen, the Biden administration literally said that using OSHA to have this emergency done as an emergency procedure, that this was the ultimate workaround, right? Like they know that it's some
they know their own
shenanigans.
loopholes. Yeah. That's like there's nothing stopping a parent from breaking their own rules. Like that's basically what we're looking at right now.
Right?
So
the rules aren't for us or aren't for them, they're only for us.
Yeah, exactly. They're not for citizens. And that's when people get angry, and sometimes an argument is like, that's illegal. They can't do that. I'm like, well, I'm sorry. They absolutely can.
Well, you know what's crazy is and I just was talking about this. You're gonna get me into a tirade. When I did a show on the Federalist Papers, the Anti-Federalist Papers this past Tuesday, and they've got loopholes and clauses written into the Constitution that the Anti-Federalists were adamantly opposed to. The supremacy clause, the elastic clause. Like there are things written into the Constitution that they knew were going to be a problem at some some point. And lo and behold, this is where we are, right?
Well, and if the Act of 1871 is true and accurate, our Constitution is null and void, has been null and void since 1817, because that Constitution is for the nation, the United States, for America, and not the corporation, the United States of America, that we all belong to, that owns us. So technically, that since 1817, that Constitution, they just been like operating like, kind of looking like they're going by the Constitution, just so it's not obvious. I don't know, right?
Right. Either way, Tyler, it's some freaking horse paste. Thanks, Speak, for the cookie. Regards from the bartender. That's what I need.
That's some horse dewormer.
It is definitely some horse dewormer for sure. All right.
I got this one, comes from our friend Matthew Starseed.
Oh, whoop whoop. What up, Matthew Starseed?
I don't even know if he's still
Yeah,
in here.
he was in the chat earlier.
He was earlier. Okay. It's a pretty easy one, but not everybody knows it. So, who said we already have the means to travel among the stars, but these technologies are locked up in black projects, and it would take an act of God to get them to benefit humanity? Anything you can imagine, we already know how to do it. A, Ben Rich. B, William Cooper. C, Phil Schneider. D, Robert Dean. Should I read the question again?
If you want to read it again, I'm going to go with Cooper, but I've heard the quote, but for the life of me, I couldn't tell you. I think maybe Cooper. Go ahead.
So, who said we already have the means to travel among the stars, but these technologies are locked up in black projects, and it would take an act of God to get them to benefit humanity? Anything you can imagine, we already know how to do.
And you said the choices were?
Sorry. A, Ben Rich. B, William Cooper. C, Phil Schneider. Or D, Robert Dean.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with Cooper.
It's Ben Rich.
Oh, damn. Well, you got me, Matthew the Starseed.
I think he's the owner of Lockheed Skunk Works or something like that.
Oh, well, that would make sense.
But now I'm starting to like Ben. I'm questioning this now because Ben Rich said we now have the technology to take ET home, but this might have still been part of that same quote. But it's either way. I'm pretty sure it's been Lockheed Skunk Works, Ben Rich.
Right, if you got the head of Skunk Works saying some shit like that, it's probably worth listening to.
Yeah, I mean that was an actual quote, and he said that years ago. I mean, that was years ago. So,
well, I believe it.
We know this shit's locked up in the programs. Obviously.
I know, right?
All
right, I got a question for you.
Right.
Propaganda Do, also known as P2, is tied to what secret organization?
Propaganda what?
It's called Propaganda Do.
Like D-O?
Like DUE, also known as P2, is tied to what secret organization?
Mountain Dew.
Is it A, the Roman Masons, B, the Black Hand, C, the Nazari, or D, the Knights of the Golden Circle?
Read those answers one more time.
All right. Propaganda Do is also known as P2 and is tied to what secret organization? A, the Roman Masons, B, the Black Hand, C, the Nazari, or D, the Knights of the Golden Circle?
D.
That sounds cool, right? Hey, Cloaked. Yeah. Thanks for the cookie. Link to the Operation Starfall. Yeah, we talked about that. Them trying to send up, to have emergency internet. I mean, it's kind of, I reckon we'll need that at some point.
Emergency internet? Starlink's taking care of that.
That's Alara and I, when we were talking about this, I think we talked about it on Space Force News. We were talking about it. That's the thing. Like, y'all got a problem with
we talked about it when you came on our show, too.
Oh, yes, we did. Yes, we did. Amelia says the knights who say knee, right? Knee. Yeah, it's the Roman Masons, right? The Roman branch of the Freemasons. And yeah, apparently super secret guy. Super secret.
Yeah, that was definitely Ben Rich, by the way. I just looked it up
Did
to
you?
verify. Yep.
Yeah, well, those are the kinds of people that we should be listening to.
Yeah, former CEO of Lockheed Martin's Skunk Works guy.
They got all kinds of crazy shit there for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of new names on Foxhole. Good to see you guys. What up, Wax Lab, Kaori, Steve B, Tasselhawk?
He said that in 1993. So 93, we had the
Man,
technology to
right?
travel among the
You
stars.
know we've got portals and all kinds of shit now. Thanks for another cookie, Cloaked. That is different than Starlink though, a lot different. Yes, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, do they not
Yeah.
trust him anymore? Like they feel like they got to have their own backup for the backup? Like, what's going on with that?
Um.
Divine
So it
Fractal
was
said YouTube just notified me the show started. Yeah, imagine that. All right, good to
that
see
does
you.
happen sometimes. It's weird how that works. Sometimes you don't get notified. Sometimes it's way late.
Right?
Um. What is the answer?
It was the Roman Masons? Do you forget we did that, Tyler? You got a
I was
question?
reading. I was reading. I was totally reading the Ben Rich thing when you said the answer.
Tyler is not spaced at all.
I did not just take 1,500 milligrams worth of CBD before we
No,
started.
he didn't. He surely did not.
Hopewell Farm, Hopewell
Right?
Farm CBD,
There you go. Plug, plug.
10% off.
Right? There you go.
10% off with promo code Journey to Truth 10.
Do I have that linked? I think I got all your links down there. I don't know if I got Hopewell Farm, but definitely if you got to get your CBD, man, go over there, get you a Journey to Truth discount. Primo products, man. Primo products.
Honestly, I've tried a lot of CBDs, and this one's good.
No, you think?
Just because I was reading a Ben Rich quote
Mm-hmm.
while you were saying the answer.
Yep.
You ready for your next question?
Bring it.
Which one do I want to read? Okay.
Dun dun dun.
I'll read this one from Abby Lynn. Actually, I'm gonna
Oh,
have to read. I'm gonna have to read it from my phone.
there you go. And if you guys have questions you want to submit, please do send them to either myself or Tyler. Feel free.
So, according to conspiracy theorists,
Mm-hmm.
what is the true identity of Melania Trump?
Oh boy.
A, wife of real estate tycoon Donald Trump. B, Princess Diana in disguise. C, a Pleiadian walk-in. Or D, a Romanov descendant related to Anastasia and the true princess of Russia.
Mm. Now I've heard the Pleiadian walk-in theory.
I've heard that, but I mean, that's unverifiable. That would only be like a,
Are these not?
like,
I mean, aside from being a wife to Trump, are any of them verifiable?
well, no, but yes. So, according to conspiracy theorists, what is the true identity of Melania Trump? A, wife of real estate tycoon Donald Trump. B, Princess Diana in disguise. C, Pleiadian walk-in. D, a Romanov descendant related to Anastasia and the true princess of Russia.
Well, apparently we're gonna have to go with D. I see people amping on D in the chats. So let's go with D, even though it could be C, because I've heard that too.
The answer is D. So there is a real
Ooh.
conspiracy theory that she is a Romanov descendant, true princess of Russia, and she even gave me a little bit of background.
Oh, do share.
Um, oh well, it wasn't background, but she said that. So there's a Romanov family documentary on YouTube that's going around right now, showing old family photos from the late 1800s, early 1900s, and a little boy, the nephew of, I guess, the princess, is a carbon copy of Baron Trump. She says, like, it is a carbon copy of Baron Trump. It looks
Ooh.
exactly like him. an old photo of I guess the princess's nephew. Um, there's no, that's just her own. That's her connecting dots. It just to her it looks like it, but that is a conspiracy theory going
Hmm.
around.
Well, it's interesting because
It might say smoking hottie.
right, that too. Um
She rocked it.
I also have seen some Tartaria related discussion of the Romanov family. That when they killed the Romanov family, it was actually them wiping out the last vestiges of Tartaria.
Oh, interesting.
All right,
I
so
was
who
just
knows?
I've been trying to get through this video on I guess Leak Project put out on Tartaria. They did a two-part video on
Ooh.
it, and it's really interesting. And I have every time I get into it, I get distracted. But they're talking about the star forts,
Mm-hmm.
what you were talking about, and they're showing all over the world, like even the
Yes.
Pentagon as an original
Yep.
star fort, but they're all over the world. And the guy starts breaking it down and like what the technology would take to actually build these star forts is beyond
Right.
like this is ancient stuff, like this is only the copper tool working ancients knew how to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's really interesting because he was pointing out the amount. This isn't just somebody building this. This is a major undergoing. The amount of terraforming that would have to take place to build these seems like such a waste of energy and time unless there was like it meant something. I
Man,
don't know. It's really
something,
interesting.
right? I
Yeah.
mean, they're literally all over. Like I swear I saw a video. I think Cedar Point, the amusement park, like they build right over top of these things.
Yeah, yeah. All the world fairs. Yeah, that was all
Mm-hmm.
supposed.
Just
And
built
then
right
they
over
and then
top of them.
so there's old maps of Tartaria, right? And Russia, there was a lot going on in Russia, but and the guy put the map of Tartaria over the a map of Russia where all of the like nuclear bomb testing sites are, and every city was in Tartaria is like a test site for where
That's
there
messed
has
up.
been a where there has been a blast.
Imagine that.
Yeah, it's
That's
it's
messed up.
great.
That is messed up. Thank you, Daniki, for the cookie. Daniki says I saw a video the other day of this UFO looking base the guy found on Google in the Arctic Circle. Do you know all of the shit they find on Google that then if you give it a month or two, you go to try and find and they've covered it up?
Do you remember? Yeah, that's right. Do you remember when it was apparently an April Fool's joke, but Google Mars had a base show up on Google Mars?
April Fools, like how
That was in
convenient.
20 that was in 2017. I remember because I did a presentation here locally in the Secret Space Program, and I put that in my presentation. And I went back to try and find it. It's not there, but no joke, in the exact coordinates on that spot is like a blurred out box. And I'm just like, okay, this is like some really elaborate joke, or they really leaked
Accidentally
this,
let it out, and then we're like, oh
accidentally
shit.
leaked like a photo of this base on Mars, and then said, "Oh,
Right.
April Fools." Yeah,
Of course. How
that's like their
convenient.
way. That's like the continuing public acclamation program. They have to show us. They have to tell us.
Right? How convenient. All right. All right. All right, let's talk about crazy books that were written by occultists, okay? The Mysteria Mystica Maxima Manifesto was written by what famed occultist? Was it A. Alice Bailey, B. Aleister Crowley, C. Albert Pike, or D. Absithis? I
I don't
know,
know.
right?
Can you read the answers one more time? Well, first of all, I want to hear you say that name again. Read the question.
The Mysteria Mystica Maxima Manifesto was written by what famed occultist? Was it A. Alice Bailey, B. Aleister Crowley, C. Albert Pike, or D. Absithis?
I'm gonna go with Alistera Crowley Festo.
Crowley Festo, right?
Um,
Right. I mean, that is a hell of a thing. The Mysteria Mystica Maxima Manifesto,
I'm gonna go with Crowley, but I really don't know.
right? See what the chat
Mr.
thinks.
Crowley.
Who
The other
said
one
it's
wrote about him.
Tataria, not Tartaria? Wait, where? Geert said it might be. Words are hard, man.
Well, I don't know. Is it Tartaria?
I don't know. These are what
I'm pretty sure it's Tar.
Tataria instead of Tartaria. I don't know.
Let me look.
All
Let me
right,
see let me look at this video that I've been watching. I'm gonna see what they
right,
title it. Just to see.
right.
Pretty sure
Oh,
unless my mind's playing tricks on me, I'm pretty sure I've been reading Tartaria. Yeah, Tartaria with the R. So it's 6 days ago on Leak Project's YouTube channel, Tartarian Empire, Star Forts, and Lost High Technology Civilization.
is that the one Leak Project did?
Yeah.
I like that channel. I like that channel. Looks like a lot of you guys got this right. Crowley, yes, is the king of
Nice.
hell, right? Matt Smith says Pike is the greatest American trader. Man, isn't he the one? He's the one that um wrote that damn letter that they say they cannot verify that was talking about the Third World War. Did you ever see that?
I don't know.
Ty-
Maybe.
it's Tyler, it's crazy. Like and this was something written like before any of the world wars. And they said the first world war would be fought um shit. The second one was going to be I mean basically he called them all out, fighting the Nazis, and then the third one was going to be fighting the Islamists and all this, like I mean he like had this all laid out, and then there's a great conspiracy theory tying, Pike was a Mason, and then tying him to whatever, I don't, the church that Trump went to or some shit. I don't know. I've seen all kinds of crazy conspiracy theories surrounding that guy.
I mean, we've heard that the Third World War has been prophesized and has been written about
Man.
by a lot of people, you know.
Oh yes.
And then
The greatest prophecy. I rock with the J train.
what's
You
that
know.
Hopi prophecy? What's it say? Whenever the sky, let me look it up. Hopi.
Morals and dogma. Right. Aleister Crowley is supposed to be related to HRC. Yes, I've heard that too. Right. That's crazy. Golden Crisp says the Federation ain't gonna let that happen. Here's the thing, Golden Crisp. Like, do I hope that there's some great galactic intervention on the massive fuckery that we see going? Of course, I hope that happens. Am I gonna
So
count on that? Mm, you know.
so this is an actual Hopi prophecy. I don't know from what text it comes from. Near the day of purification, there will be cobwebs spun back and forth in the sky.
Ooh.
Now, what does that mean? Chemtrails.
Chemtrails, right?
Near the day of purification, there will be cobwebs spun back and forth in the sky. Well, they're not wrong. So hopefully
Right.
we're near the day of purification.
Man,
In the
I
meantime,
still don't
instead
want
of
to. Right,
fighting, let's just play trivia.
right there you go. All right, here
All
this
right.
one. This one should be kind of easy. And or did you have another one you want to go?
I have, but you go ahead, do another one.
All right, Hitler. Hitler carried out. I love questions that start with Hitler. It's like already conspiracy theory. Hitler carried out what false flag to gain political favor from the general public? Was it A, the bombing of a German school? B, the kidnapping of his own mother? C, the burning of the German Reichstag? Or D, Kristallnacht?
The Holocaust. There's a whole conspiracy theory that the Holocaust never happened.
I know. I know.
The I don't know the answer to it. I'm just guessing. What did he do? Read the answers again, please.
Okay.
No,
He
I know the
carried out
question.
what, yeah, false flag to gain political favor from the general public, right? A, the bombing of a German school. B, the kidnapping of his own mother. C, the burning of the German Reichstag. Or D, Kristallnacht?
It seems like a fire is always the best way to gain attention, right?
Man,
I'm gonna go with that, but I don't know.
there you go. Let's see. I see a bunch of people getting this right. You guys are right.
People are.
Yes, it was the Reichstag fire for sure. And Tyler, classical chick says not just chemtrails. What about the network of satellites? That could be
Yeah,
like cobwebs in the sky, right?
it is. I
All
mean,
the
if you were to like, if we could see the
right.
connection, it would be. It creates a grid.
Could be. Definitely could be.
Have you seen the movie Alien Code on Amazon Prime?
No, I don't think so.
Watch it. It's about this guy who's like a hacker, and he gets the government knocks on his door, and they're like, "We need you for blah blah blah." There's a satellite with ET tech, and there's a code that we need to hack,
The
and you're
Black
the
Knight.
bad. Well, no, but anyway, so the whole thing, it's an absolutely fascinating movie. Like it's like a trippy movie, but like you can almost picture this absolutely happening. Like they bribe
Alien
him with,
Code.
yeah, he doesn't want to do it. Like it's actually good acting. Like it's not a bad movie. And he doesn't want to do it. He wants like they bribe him with all this money, like ridiculous amounts of money, and it's trippy. Anyway,
I'm gonna have
so
to put that on my list.
since you mentioned it,
Oh, since I mentioned it, what up, Stacks? Good to see you.
this one kind of easy. It's fun. While experts at NASA insist that the Black Knight satellite
Oh,
is only space junk, the most popular theory is that it is actually what? A, an alien spacecraft. B, a weather manipulation satellite. E, Elon Musk home. Or D, direct energy weapon.
right. Well, I guess the alien. I guess they're saying spacecraft, even though I think it was a satellite put in that orbit to transmit reports somewhere else. But I'm gonna go with the alien spacecraft answer.
Not Elon Musk house.
It could be. I mean, that's entirely possible. We just don't know, right? That dude is from somewhere else for sure.
We'll see. That's why he put that car in space. That's how he gets there.
Oh, right. That makes perfect sense.
Yeah, he didn't take a spaceship. He cruised around a convertible in space.
Right? Makes perfect sense. That's all right, frightening me. It happens. I get shit wrong all the time.
Giraffe. That guy Tyler banned me on his YouTube channel because he makes
Wait, what?
lots of money for selling CBD. He's a drug pusher.
Giraffe. CBD is, first of
I
all,
did I did first of all, I did ban him from the chat because you were being obnoxious, bro. Second of all, we if I could do you want to see the amount of money we make from this CBD, and you might be able to pay one bill with it. Third of all, um foil take over.
yeah, third of all, man, listen. I'm definitely not about drugs, but I don't consider, first of all, I don't consider weed a drug, and I definitely don't consider CBD a drug. And yeah, you don't get a whole lot for affiliate sponsoring, by the way. Like
Yeah.
really not. And no, Jordan, it's definitely not birds. Did you see the fact check they did on the Black Knight? I had pulled it up for
No.
last. Oh my god! Like I had to laugh, right? Uh, freaking! I think it was USA Today. I had pulled it for Space Force News. We talked about it. I think last week. They freaking tried to fact check recently the Black Knight satellite. Like, that. Do you remember when the pictures first started coming out and they were trying to NASA was trying to say it was a space, like it was a space blanket. It could come out of the shuttle. It was some sort of space blanket. Just debris came out of the shuttle
That
and they
was the
left it there.
original. That yeah. Okay.
Right? And it just magically went into a polar orbit and like come on, man. Like does anybody believe that? Nobody believes that.
Well, it's just like that Oumuamua or whatever. Um,
Yeah, right. That
that's
is it
I'm
it just
actually,
slows down or speeds up on its
but
way out. Like
a lot of people did acknowledge that as being potentially something else.
Avi Loeb. Avi Loeb was in academia in any case was really one of the only people to come out like, hold on, that's some horse shit. Like, quit trying to tell people that there's no way this is alien tech. It literally sped up on its way out. Like it changed, it changed everything on its way out of the system. Like, what are you talking about? He got mocked
Mhm.
for it. Now he's really pushing the
Yeah.
issue. I mean, he's at Harvard.
Well, I mean, what's interesting, I think we've talked about this on the show before. Literally months before that article ever hit, Corey talked about that on
Right?
Cosmic Disclosure.
He did.
And he said exactly what they did and what it was and what they found on it. It was like an ancient alien craft. It was somehow they've had their eye on it for a while, but it finally made its way into our solar system. And it wasn't an unknown object at all. They were waiting for it. They docked on it. They found some beings in stasis, some writings on the wall, some that was actually there from like what they call the ancient builder race. And that's what they were most interested in because they don't have many written records from that race. So
Uh, Shout out to my dude, I Got TV, that is in the chat on Foxhole. Definitely go check him out. He did the comedic sciences with me. He's going to be on Conspiracy Couch at some point here soon in the future, as soon as we can get it scheduled. Go check him out. Good to see you, fam. Good to see you. Uh,
um
yeah. So what's the answer, Tylena?
spaceship,
Spaceship.
alien spaceship.
Clearly, clearly. All right, all right. How about this? We were talking about chemtrails, right?
Mhm.
So how many according to a Gallup poll, right? How many people around the world believe in the chemtrail conspiracy? Is it A 10%, B 12%, C 17%, or D 25%?
I want to say 17 just because of Q, but I want to go with the highest percent
I
because
know, right?
I'd like to believe that people, at least that many people are paying attention right now. When
And
was this?
this was an older poll. This was like early 2000s, right? So it could
Okay,
be higher now. It could be higher
it
now.
could. I'm sure it's higher now. Um, by the way, I was shocked at the answer from last week about the reptilian. This 2013 national survey. How many Americans believe
Oh,
that
I know, right?
reptilians ruled the world? And it
Well,
was 12 million.
yeah,
Yeah,
right? Well,
that that was in 2013. Like that blows my mind because that is the biggest one that people trip up over.
yeah, right. Or they mock, they want to
Yeah,
mock
yeah,
like,
exactly. Well,
oh,
that's
you probably believe in the lizard people. I'm like, prove to me there aren't lizard people.
when Joe Rogan had Giorgio Tsoukalos on, he was like dropping all this ancient ET knowledge, and it was like a fascinating discussion. And as soon as he got into reptilians, Joe was like, "That's it." He goes,
Right?
"That's where."
That's
He
his
goes, "That's where
line.
you lose." He goes, "That's where you lose me, bro." And he literally said that on air. He's like, "That's where you lose me." You
Man,
mean to tell me lizard fucking men are running around, and then he makes it a joke.
right? Could
Um,
be. Could be.
so what is the answer?
It is 17%.
Oh, I should have went with the Q.
Ta-da, right? Yeah, apparently 17% of people believe the chemtrail. I'm sure it's higher now. It's got to be higher now.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I mean,
Oh, much
like
love, classical chick.
um, Ben Sehick, who we've had on our podcast before, he is a local officer, but he runs a chemical or geoengineering group, like leads this group here in St. Louis, and he has a channel, and like they've like more than proven chemtrails.
I
Like
don't
this
know how
dude,
anybody could
yeah,
think that it's shenanigans. Like
this dude
Bill
is an
Gates,
expert. Yeah,
literally. I mean, they literally want to spray shit into the sky to dim the sun. This isn't a theory. Like there are
yeah.
published articles. Like it's totally a thing. Do you think they wouldn't spray other shit into the sky? Come on, man.
Dim the sun and replace it with a pill. That's why
Man,
they got doctors pushing vitamin D. Um, But no, he is. It's what my point was. Like he's a credible guy. Like
yeah.
he's an officer, and he is like we had him on the show, and this dude knows more than anyone should know on that topic. And there's no way like he can just dance circles around people. Like you can't argue with it when you have the facts. This
Man,
is like
who
actually,
was what was the name? Man, I'm not gonna. The name of the lady that gave the presentation at the United Nations. It was actually really well done. That covered all of that.
I
Covered
don't
all
know.
of that. It's older too. I mean, but
Yeah,
she came with the fire. We are all mad says, according to many, I'm a lizard person. Don't feel bad. I'm apparently a robot, so it happens. It happens, right? Um,
You are a robot.
yeah, I don't tell everybody. God, how's that supposed to work?
Loyal, obviously. I mean, your name says it all.
Right.
Loyal to that foil.
Loyal to the foil, right?
All right. This is the last question I have.
Okay,
I wanted to come up with more, but I didn't.
that's
So,
okay.
one of the rumors surrounding the sinking of the Titanic is that it was not actually the Titanic that sank.
Ooh.
Instead, what ship containing 1,500 passengers is believed to have sunk? A, the SS Minnow.
That's
B,
obviously the answer.
B, the USS Eldridge. C, the USS Constitution. Or D, the Olympic.
D.
One of the rumors surrounding the sinking of the Titanic is that it was not actually the Titanic that sank. Instead, what ship containing 1,500 passengers is believed to have sank? A, the SS Minnow. B, the USS Eldridge. C, the USS Constitution. D, the Olympic.
I'm going with
So you said
D.
D?
Yes.
So,
So the minnow, we know that's obviously the right answer, but aside from that, the Eldridge was what? The Philadelphia experiment ship.
correct. Correct.
Um, the
The US
Constitution, didn't that disappear in the Bermuda Triangle?
that yeah, there was something that went on with it, but it was one of the famous, more known ships to go missing.
So that leaves
Um,
the Olympic.
yeah, pretty easy.
That's what I'm going with,
Um,
right?
yeah,
Not to,
it's true.
there was a
The
whole,
Olympic.
there's so many Titanic related theories as well. Like I
Mhm.
completely believe it was probably definitely insurance fraud and then also probably some shit with the Fed, you know. Like
Absolutely. The Federal Reserve, I
yeah.
think, is the most
Hmm.
plausible theory. So I wanted to go over last week. You guys were I did a question about the hollow Earth gravity. Where's that?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
And,
We,
and
we were both sitting there like, right,
so
what?
I don't have the map with me
You got a
here.
map of the Hollow Earth? Have you been holding out on me,
I'm
man?
gonna I'm gonna screen. Yeah, I do. So I'm gonna screen share the. Let me find this. I'm gonna screen share what I'm talking about, so you guys can all see.
All right, let me give you the keys. Hold on.
Um,
Boop.
this is like an across the board theory before 1930. Even still going on, but you could find it everywhere in books. And by the way, the answer was in the Earth crust. Um,
What up, Fact Finder? Good to see you.
this one, this one depicts it the best.
Okay.
Let me. Okay, I got it big here. Did you allow me to share?
Yeah, you should be able to.
All right. So, can you see my cursor?
Yes.
Okay. Do you see where it's at? This belt in the center of the crust here.
Yes.
That is apparently the gravity belt. So, and then you see the entrance at the top and bottom. If you were to sail in from the top, you would never even know that you were flipping upside down because you're staying on a gravity belt. And basically, as above, so below. Apparently, the surface below is very similar to the surface at the top and the central sun. You see at the top, Admiral Byrd's flight, 1947.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but this was the in that Hollow Earth documentary that I watched on Prime. This dude broke this down like you would not believe.
Now hold on. Apparently, we can access the inner Earth via Kentucky Mammoth Cave. This is
Yeah,
new
well,
information to me, man.
according to this, yeah, there's all kinds of the
Tyler, I
pyramid.
think we need to take a trip, man.
Let's go. I'm sure.
Right? Let's go
So,
find the inner Earth.
um,
I really thought that said Agartha, land of advanced racists.
so yeah, right.
That's terrible.
But so the story is that the crust is is basically 300 miles thick from outer crust to inner crust. So basically, the whole Earth is actually 600 miles smaller than the diameter of the exterior. The inner Earth is 600 miles smaller than the diameter of the exterior. You following me?
I'm with you.
And then these entrances are roughly like 1,000 to 1,400 miles. And there's original satellite photos that show clearly the hole, these holes that have been since scrubbed on Google Earth. But anyway, take it as you wish. That's what the theory was.
Hmm. So, is it or is it not the land of advanced racists? This is all I need to know today, and then we can.
Apparently, according to Admiral Byrd's journal and the Smoky God testament or journal, it's another journal testimony. They both encountered these a race
Races
of
that were racists also. Imagine
races
that.
that were racist, but they
That's
were
messed
they
up.
were giant. They were giants, and they were German speaking.
They were inner Earth supremacists. I'm convinced.
Yeah,
Right. Thank you,
um,
Sean Joe, for the cookie.
but they were German speaking.
Yuvonda said something about the under what wait what underground river that has eyeless fish. That sounds like a horrible existence, right? All right, Tyler, you tell me this: what was found in 1998 in the Vatican secret archives? Was it A, skulls with elongated heads and small faces? B, an alien transportation device? C, samples of a mutagenic pathogen? Or D, letters from Hitler to Pope Pius the 12th?
What year?
1998.
98. Oh,
Yeah, buddy.
I don't know. I mean, all of it could be down there.
Right?
The alien. What do you call it? The alien device.
The transportation device,
Yeah, I'm gonna go with that.
right? I'm still stuck on the whole chronovisor thing.
Kind of. Yeah, that's
Like
pretty. That's looking
that's
glass type of
right. That's
technology.
kind of
Yeah.
awesome, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh so what do you guys think? 1998. I mean, this apparently officially happened. Like this isn't even a conspiracy theory. This was official, right? Um oh, I see some of you guys getting it. Yeah. Yeah, it was A. They found skulls with elongated heads and really small faces. Like they were clearly, you know, they want to say that they were wrapped skulls. You know, I don't buy that shit. These were aliens, man.
Well, they found. So, who was underneath the Vatican at that time? Who was allowed under there to even find this?
Well, you know, they have you like this the Vatican Secret Archives has sections. Like there is a part that's available to go, and I think they've tried to digitize as much as they can where like you can apply for access to go. But then there's like the super secret section, right, where nobody is supposed to go. But apparently they found these skulls in 98 that they looked like, you know, they I mean they look like the ones that they like of Star Children. They found with the elongated heads, not the Star Child skull, but the ones with the, you know, extended heads. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean they find those all over the world.
I know, that's
You know,
crazy.
Nazca, Peru, Egypt, all that stuff.
Hmm.
Um,
That's what
I
Fact
don't
Finder
know.
said. They found those in Peru too, non-human skulls.
Fact
Yeah,
finder. Who's
yeah,
that?
on Foxhole.
Oh,
Definitely
Foxhole.
not human, for sure.
Well, I mean, and in Egypt, they're drawn like that. I mean, they didn't even like they depict every one of them with a long skull, elongated skull.
Well, I mean, if you look, I'm still like, you know, the weird ass hats they wore, you know, and I get what it was. It is it Dagon, the fish god, and what's the name of the
Ilgans, yeah.
hats? What's the name of the hats, guys?
Oh, the fish, the hat that the
Yeah,
Pope wears.
what's
Yeah,
the
I know what
name
you're
of the
talking
hat?
about.
I can't
I
think of it.
forgot.
Somebody in the
I've had to
chat will
look it
know,
up before. Yeah.
right? Yeah, I mean,
Um.
what are they wearing all these crazy hats for? To cover the heads, man. I'm
Yeah.
convinced to cover the heads.
That's
Um,
another thing they were showing in that documentary. Like They were going through all the theories and how the pyramids were built, and they would just show the slave theory, and then they broke down. It was a cool documentary because they broke down how ridiculous it is, you know.
But that they
And,
got people to like they actually could slave drive people to build the pyramids. Like it's an impossible task, man.
well, yeah, because every stone there's like how many
Miter hat.
million?
Thank you, Yuvonda.
What's it called? A
A
miter
miter
hat.
hat, right? Yeah, in lieu of the
Yeah.
fish god. Yes, exactly.
So yeah, it is. There's like what the 2.3 million stones that weigh between 2.5 and 14 tons each,
Right.
and try and move anything that weighs 1 ton by get a group of people to try and move anything that weighs 1 ton with some
And to
logs on lowers
drag
can
them all
too.
the way, like, come on,
Yeah.
man.
Well,
Like
then they had the theory that they built a ramp, but then they realized that the ramp would actually be more of an engineering feat than the actual pyramid, and the amount of ground that they would need and to be able to stabilize a ramp so it wouldn't collapse. Anyway, and
acoustic levitation.
yeah, exactly.
So I'm
Yeah,
convinced,
5.5 million tons of
man.
limestone, all done, and they said that it took 20 years. But if they did that in 20 years, that would have meant they would have had to move all of those stones, working 24/7, literally not stopping, and they still wouldn't. If they were the guy did the math, if they worked 24/7 and placed like so many stones per day that would be even humanly possible if we could do that, they still wouldn't reach the amount of stones that are in the pyramid. So it's like the theory doesn't even add up.
And
And
they're way older.
that's the theory that's in our textbooks.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. We know that everything we've been told is a lie. Damn near everything we've been told is a lie.
Yeah.
Um, all right, so this one
So,
might be kind of easy. Which one of the Beatles is believed to have died in the 1960s? Was it A, Paul McCartney, B, Ringo Starr, C, John Lennon, or D, Tony Sheridan?
hey,
Final answer.
yeah,
What do you know about the Beatles, man? Are
he's
you
a
a fan?
clone. He's a clone.
We just had a whole show on clones.
Yeah, I called in. I
I
know that
know
was
that was.
fun. That was. Did you ever check out the Bibliotheca Pleiades?
I have seen it before. I actually
Yeah,
have it saved. I put the link in the chat for that.
yeah.
Um, yes, guys, it was Paul. It was definitely Paul. Right? How did they say he died? Like, was it a car accident or something?
Don't remember. I just know that he was a clone allegedly
Right?
after that.
So many clones in the industry. Um,
Apparently Ed Sheeran,
oh
that you
yeah.
guys talked about that, but then
hmm
he just dropped a new video this week that apparently is like crazy. I don't know. I haven't seen it yet.
It baffles me because it's not like we don't have the tech to make this happen. We completely have the tech to make this happen. Cloning
Yeah,
people,
it's
right?
verifiable. I mean, yeah.
So is it really that much of a stretch? I mean, the only thing that you might be able to contest would be like transferring the consciousness, but for God's sakes, like they have your synaptic pathways mapped. They have it mapped down to where they know what the firing looks like for a specific word or image. Like they've admitted that too. So you put those together, and what do you get? I mean, you could very feasibly make this happen.
Yeah.
It's
So
crazy.
what did Elon Musk say about his car in space? Like it
Oh,
looks
it's
so
so fake that it must be true or some shit like that.
it looks so fake because it's real. That's what he said. Something
Right.
like that. Yeah. But I think that like I've said that about like UFOs and stuff. Like that's it. If we were to show a 4K footage of a UFO, literally no one would
Nobody would
believe it.
believe it. There
And
that's a
that
perpetual argument on the Reddit on the UFO subreddit is
yeah,
people go in there and troll like, "Oh, this isn't real. This isn't real." Like, well, at what
yeah.
point do you give a concession? Like, "Okay, well, here's this."
hmm
Like,
what I was getting at with that is the Kid Boo stuff.
"Oh yeah, right?
Like you froze up.
Uh-oh. Oh,
No, you're good.
no,
You're
we're
good. You're
good.
back.
I was gonna say, here
All
we
right.
go with this shit.
So It's the same thing. Like it's right in your face, so obvious that people don't believe it. Like if that's true,
Right.
that he was on camera with his clone, telling the world that he's a clone and this is his clone, and showing the people with their own eyes, and then everyone's in denial. Not everyone, but most people are like, no way, it's his twin, it's this and that. Like you can literally show people and they're still not gonna believe it. That's why like disclosure is so hopeless in a way.
Honest to God. Like there's
Yeah.
it wouldn't so there are people like you could put them in the middle of the truth and it would still be
Yeah.
shenanigans to them. What's crazy is with the Kid Boo thing, like there are a variety of debunks on how to do the same thing on a live, right? You could in all of them, you could see where it was stitched together. You could see the overlay, right? But you couldn't in his. I'm not saying it's true. I'm just saying that's interesting, you know.
Hmm. Yeah. I
Um,
think I'm gonna go ahead and go with A, that he's a clone.
fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, it was
um,
definitely Paul McCartney and he's obviously a clone, right?
no, I meant A, Kid Boo. He's a clone too.
Yeah, him too.
Um, all right, what else you got?
All right, let's do a little. Let me see. All right, let's do some cryptids. Right,
All right, bring it on.
enormous carnivorous bats in the rainforests of Java are cryptids known as what? Are they A. sanguinars, B. praedoos, C. ahuls, or D. batmen?
Read the question. In the what jungle of where?
Enormous carnivorous bats in the rainforests of Java in Indonesia are cryptids known as what? A. sanguinars, B. praedoos, C. ahuls, or D. batmen?
I'll go with A.
Sanguinars,
Yeah, I don't know why.
right?
I really don't.
Oh, I see you got
Ahul's.
your
Yeah, yeah, my Yowanda.
yeah, Yowanda, right?
Yowanda
If you
wand.
want some rock candy, guys, the links are in the description below. Yowanda makes wonderful wands.
I have her
It makes
Tower
me
Buster
feel better to
on.
flick it at the screen, right?
I have her Tower Buster on my Wi-Fi router right
Whoop
now.
whoop, right? Yeah,
And then
she
she
makes
also
the most
I have
awesome
I
stuff.
have a pendulum too. She gave me that's
Oh,
upstairs.
I have one.
Yeah,
Yeah, I have one. That's
and
awesome.
I got all kinds of stuff right here. I have an awesome Christina Lee Dobbs
Look at that.
pyramid. Dude, she does awesome stuff. I'm
Are
gonna
we
do.
all surrounded by desk crystals? I'm just curious. I
Yeah,
like
we are show and tell. But I got like tons of this stuff around. I got two of her pyramids. Then I have two little tower busters here.
look at those,
Um,
right?
I got Yowanda's wand.
Yeah,
I got
see it.
orgonite lotus flower. What
Ooh,
do you got there?
I got the little
Oh,
tower
nice. Yeah,
buster
yeah.
things,
Like a
right?
little, yeah,
Yeah. I
little
got
cup.
my little mini pyramids she sent me. I have my big tinfoil hat pyramid that weighs a lot, and I'm not gonna
Oh, yeah, I got
grab.
this
I'm
pyramid
literally
here.
surrounded. I have like shelves with all these freaking crystals on them, right?
Yeah, I'm not playing around. Like, so you know what's really interesting is I didn't have any of this stuff down here, and I'm sensitive to this stuff. Like when I walked into the AT&T store to get my phone the last time, like I almost had a panic attack. I felt like my blood was boiling. I was like,
Man.
how did you? I was like, how do these people work in here? But the scary thing was within 5-10 minutes, that feeling went away and I was used to it. That's what's happened. They're used to it. And
Mm,
the world is used to it. But when you're not around that much frequency, that radiation at
right.
once or that often, when you step into a store like that, like I felt my blood boiling. It was crazy. I got that same feeling when we finally got this whole setup done and got these mics, and I was like, I couldn't even sit here. I was like, no, something is off here. That's why I brought in all these pyramids. We put omnia patches
Mhm.
everywhere, and it feels great here now.
Yeah,
It
I
really
used to get horrible headaches sitting here. I have my router at my feet and I'm surrounded by all this shit like 12 or 14 hours a day, I would get horrible headaches. I've been good since I put all this stuff around me, to be
Yeah, yeah.
perfectly honest with you.
Oh, and
Thank you, Golden
I even
Chris.
have shungite pucks taped
Look
to
at
the
you.
back of here, and then the Omnia patch. Yeah,
Just
I'm not
put
messing
them
around.
everywhere, right? Thank you, Golden Crisp, for the can and the can. Waving my wand. Golden Crisp says, yeah, also another Yuvonda fan. And
Yeah,
the
Debbie, go ahead.
answer is a-holes, right?
A-holes?
Yeah, right. A-holes, a-holes, right? Apparently, the have you ever seen the picture? I'm kind of scared to click on things. I shouldn't be. Of the giant. I mean, this they have a picture that
I
was
can pull it
taken
up.
like
You want me to type?
uh giant bat, and you it looks like, I don't know, it looks like a little militia killed it. It's an older picture, like way older. It should be one of the first things that pops up, or like human sized bat. Like these things are freaking huge. Um
I know the picture you're talking about,
yes.
and it's not popping up first. Let me type in like giant bat old photo.
Yeah, see if you can find it. I want to say that one was taken in the Amazon rainforest, maybe. But these things that are in Java, apparently they're supposed to have like a wingspan in excess of 10 feet. I mean, they're, as big as a condor, and they're covered in like a thick brown or black fur. Yeah, that's the one.
Which one? Are you with this one?
No, yeah, they said it was a hoax, right?
Yeah, yeah. Apparently, but who knows?
I mean,
I mean, literally, they say everything is a hoax.
honest
So
to God, anything they don't want to explain, they say is that it's a hoax. There was another
yeah.
picture, even older than that one. Um, I don't see it. But can you imagine, like, something like that freaking coming at you? Like, what would you even do?
What, yeah, you mean to tell me that's not a hoax? Come on,
Come on,
that's a
man.
hoax. I'm joking. What the hell is
I
that?
don't know. What is that?
It's Pumbaa.
It's got a freaking, yeah, dog head or a warthog head or
Yeah,
something going on there. What the hell is wrong with that? Fox
totally,
bat? Yeah, that's completely real.
totally not a hoax.
That's
Um,
absolutely real.
so what are your thoughts on a jackalope?
Jackalopes, right?
What, for real? Like, do you really think they're real or not?
Jackalopes?
Yeah.
Those are a thing,
Well, and here they are,
right?
according to some. I mean, it's not a thing, according to
Those are
science.
totally a thing.
It's mythical. Foil. That's what they say.
Nope, it's totally a thing. Look at it. That's clearly
I
real.
I see that, right?
Wait, what's this one? Says the jackalope. Everything science knows. It looks like a trail cam or something. What's that one? What is that?
It's
Look
a
at
trail cam
look at that.
of a jackalope.
Satire. Oh, that means it must be real.
No, I'm genuinely curious. Like, do you think these things exist somewhere?
Um, Probably not. I can't see the evolutionary benefit of a rabbit with antlers,
But
but I can
from
see
all,
the evolutionary benefit of giant bats.
but I can also see that a lot. Well, here's the thing we have to remember: a lot of these cryptids, people don't they see him like one time and they never see him again, and then this town all saw this crazy thing and it just doesn't make any sense, doesn't fit in anywhere. Who's to say that this wasn't like an escaped experiment?
Well,
That, you know what I'm saying? Like, we know they're doing these genetic
they
experiments and they're
definitely do.
crossbreeding animals and stuff, and I've heard rumors and even whistleblowers claim like they sometimes like they let them out and sometimes they escape. uh who knows?
I
I'm
was kidding, guys, about the jackalopes. I was joking. I mean, seriously, I don't. But that's not to say that they couldn't be messing with DNA. Like we just were talking again last week on Space Force News. I think it was last week where they were saying that they have found out that what they've been calling junk DNA, that we all know is not junk DNA, is that there are certain things in there that are preventing interspecies breeding, and that they are working to dismantle that. Now, if they're telling us this in mainstream articles now, chances are they've done that shit, right?
Mhm.
So, entirely possible.
Yeah, No,
entirely
as
possible.
far as being I think some of these cryptids are experiments that may have gotten out, like Skinwalker Ranch, like
Man,
everything there, like, and allegedly underneath of there is a base where experiments are being carried out. So who knows?
right.
And you never know what exists in another dimension that slips on over.
What was the damn thing that washed up on the beach?
Oh, that was it. Looked. What did they call it?
Right. The something monster. What was that island? Plum
That's
Island monster? Is that
yeah,
right?
exactly. Yeah. Plum Island. Um,
I mean, who knows? You
People
know.
say, yeah, we'll look at that one while we're at it.
There you go.
Oh, Plum Island monster. Okay, ask me a question while I'm looking this up.
All right. Let me see here. Here's one. This is old school. Let's see if we can. I don't know if you'll know this or not. What was the name of the floating green alien that appeared on the Flintstones? Was it A?
Georgina.
There you go. Was it A, the Great Gazoo? B, Zaphod Beeblebrox? C, Mork? Or D, Greedo?
Oh man, Greedo's from Star Wars. Mork is definitely a name of a green cartoon alien, but was it from the Flintstones?
You're so
What
young.
was
I
A?
forget you're so young.
What was the A? What was A?
A was the Great Gazoo and B was Zaphod Beeblebrox.
So it's either A or C. That's my final answer.
Final answer?
A
Let's
or
see.
C.
Oh, yeah, frightening me the Montauk monster, right? I don't why I was thinking Plum Island.
Well, no, you're right.
Oh,
It
am
is
I?
Plum Island because it's from Plum Island. Well,
But
so
that's up
Montauk,
by, yes.
Montauk.
Yes.
It's the same. It might be the same exact place. Yeah, it is the Montauk Monster, Plum Island, same thing.
All right, guys, show your age in the chat. Let's see. Yeah, I see a bunch of you guys getting it. It's actually the Great Gazoo. Yeah, look at this thing.
So it is A, right? I was right.
Yeah, yes. Mork is Mork and Mindy, Tyler.
Yeah, okay, but what am I thinking of? Mork?
Mork, wasn't
Morton?
that Robin Williams, guys?
I don't know.
That
But
played
anyway,
Mork? Nanu, Nanu, right?
this is what you're talking about, right?
Yes, that is exactly what I'm talking about. Like, look at this thing. What did they try and say that it was?
I
A
think
half
like a
rotted raccoon.
yeah,
Yeah,
raccoon.
it has a beak. Like, what the hell are
Would
you people talking about? It has a beak.
yeah. That's I mean, not a raccoon.
Not a raccoon. That thing don't
Like
even look like it could possibly have ever been a raccoon.
unless unless it's a Montauk raccoon.
Montauk raccoon, right? They got special
Or
trash pandas up there,
a rakin.
right? Oh, that's crazy. Um, all right, I got another one for you. Let's see. Which rock star's alter ego was Ziggy Stardust, a Martian sent to Earth to preach a message of peace, love, and promiscuity? Was it A, Frank Zappa, B, David Bowie, C, Jimi Hendrix, or D, Sid Vicious?
I don't know. I really don't.
What?
Sorry.
Tyler, there's so many things we've got to get you hip to, man. The
Well,
Flintstones, number one,
I used to watch the Flintstones growing up. I just don't remember the name of the alien.
right? You don't remember him?
That was my favorite show,
But
actually.
Ziggy Stardust, you don't know who Ziggy Stardust was?
I'm gonna look it up.
Oh my goodness, right? That was like
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
what year? What year are we talking?
just if you just type in Ziggy Stardust, it'll show you. This yes, this was a
Oh
long
my
time
god.
ago.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, you guys got it in the chat. You know it's David Bowie, right? Definitely David Bowie.
I mean, I should have guessed with him doing the labyrinth and all that stuff.
Man, that was my shit.
Labyrinth
I
was
loved the Labyrinth.
I still love it.
I know, right? Dark Crystal, too. Like that was my shit.
Yeah, that's total. That's actually major disclosure.
Man,
Dark Crystal.
didn't they do like a reboot or something?
Yeah, it's on Netflix. I watched it actually.
Was it any good?
Yeah, I mean, it's way better when you know they're actually disclosing this shit. Like especially
like it makes way more.
Yeah, you're like, oh my god, like you're just like you're like, holy shit, this is like the story of like the Earth, But they make it seem like some fantasy.
Man, I'm gonna have to check that out for sure.
All the way down, all the way. I mean, you just gotta watch it. Yeah, I mean, they depict the reptilians obviously, and then the elite, the royals. Like it's just like, and how they're all in control, and how what they're doing behind the scenes, like trying to harvest our energy and all that stuff. And it's total disclosure. Yeah.
Man, definitely. Definitely. Um, all right, let's do one more.
One
And
more. I'm gonna go get some
I
food.
know, right? Okay. All right. We'll do some mythical places to close the show. All
Yeah,
right.
Dark Crystal did an adrenochrome reference too. Yeah, exactly.
I'm
That's
gonna
what I'm
have to go
saying.
watch the reboot now that I'm thinking about it. I had totally
Yeah,
forgot about it until just now.
you should. You gotta watch Alien Code first.
Alien Code, right? I have a whole shadow government,
Shadow Government, that was
right?
great. That was scary. 2009 documentary on Prime. It's also free on YouTube, but it literally tells you exactly down to scary details what they were doing and what they are doing. And that was in 2009, and we're literally living it.
Living it out, right?
Living it. They even talk about the insurrection and January
Oh, that's
6th.
crazy.
They don't talk about that date, but they show how they have the technology to frame protesters, and all they do is get them all in the area, and they show a guy with like a sign protesting in a crowd, like a big crowd, and he has a device that literally collects everyone's data about everybody he walks past. It stores it all, and he plugs it into his computer, and he has everyone's personal information, and then you can know where their exact location was, and you can frame them for being a terrorist, or whether they were showing how they were actually going to do this.
In
And then it happened.
2009. That's crazy.
2009. And then it happened in January 6th.
That's crazy. What up, Warrior Biatch? Good to see you. Good to
Anyway,
see you, fam. All right.
go ahead with your next question, please.
The mythical place where a lost Celtic people evolved into the Fae or fairies is called what? Is it
Ferngully.
it's Fern Gully. Is it A, Tir Nanog, B, Bogaroo, C, Blarney, or D, Lukerland?
I don't know. What's the fairyland called, guys?
Right? Have you watched Brad's documentary Population Control? Brad CGZ? If so, then no. I'm gonna have to go check that out, right? Geert, he's talking
Avalon?
about.
Hey, what?
Oh yeah. Uh,
People are saying A. Anyway, what?
uh, Geert was saying, what movie from 2009 are we talking about? Shadow Government is what it's called.
Yep. They talk about this. I mean, they get all the way down to the social credit score. Everything, literally everything they're doing to us now, they were showing in 2009. They already had
Yeah,
the technology.
this isn't. Yeah, people are acting like this is brand new. Like none of this shit
No.
is new. They've
They
been telling us.
and in no place in the documentary did they say it wasn't happening. As a matter of fact, they said it was going to happen. They said it's highly likely, and if we don't do anything, it's going to happen. And
Ta-da!
then yeah, then the whole end of the documentary is like it turns into a biblical message saying that like darkness fully takes over before the second coming. So don't expect it to get better until, uh, so
Yeah, buddy.
that is but the information in that documentary is just
Mind blowing. Is it
mind
mind
blowing. Yeah.
blowing? Right?
Yeah.
Um, and the answer, Tyler, is Tir Nanog. It's the land of the ever young. It's supposed to be off the west coast of Ireland. Apparently, 5 days equals 3 Earth years, right? It's everything is green there. That nobody's ever sad, apparently. But you need an invitation to get there, I guess. You know, and then they
Oh,
listen to
damn.
harps and get drunk. Apparently, is what they do in Tir Nanog, right?
Maybe. Is that where the tooth fairy comes from?
Maybe, maybe. I wonder what they need all the teeth for. That's
Right?
that's the
Yeah.
question, right? Why do they
That's
need all
right.
the teeth?
That's why everyone's always happy. They have an abundance of teeth.
Right? Must be. Makes perfect sense. Makes
Right.
perfect sense. So like Neverland, yeah, kind of like that, except for not the creepo Michael Jackson Neverland, right?
Hmm.
That guy. Woo, right? Yeah. Well, that was
Hmm.
fun. So what do you got coming? Are you even able to tell us what's going on this week, Tyler? Oh, I know what you
Yeah,
want
I've
to
already.
do. You want to show your website for the quite awesome Secret Space Conference that we're all going to be at. We're all
I
going to be
do.
there, right, guys? I know
Let
I'm
me
going to be
pull.
there,
Let me pull that up.
right?
Um. All right, here it is. Let me screen share. Yeah,
Look at
there
that.
it is. You see it?
Ta-da!
Where's my cursor? So, yeah, guys, this is something that we've been working on behind the scenes, and it's finally manifested. A lot of hours went into planning this thing, this website, getting a hold of the speakers. I mean, there's so much more that go involved. There's so much that goes into this that people just don't realize. But anyway, May 2nd through the 5th, 2022, Grafton, Illinois, Secret Space Conference. 4 days, 12 speakers, $440, includes meal plan, $444, includes the meal plan. We really felt strongly about that as far as like making it affordable, like and including the meal plan. Because okay, let's just take ECETI for example. This past year it was like $450 or whatever, and then the meal plan was $255 on top of that, and that's a lot of money. Then you got your travel, your stay, all that stuff. So we wanted to shrink that cost down. Hopefully it's affordable for some. And then live stream passes are available for anyone
Whoop,
who
whoop.
can't make it. People around the world. 111. Um, all the speakers have been on our show: Tony Rodriguez, Jackie Pierce, Daryl James, Suzanne Spooner, Mark Demizio, Laura Eisenhower, Dan Cooper, Rebecca Rose, Jermaine, Kate, Will Johan Fritz, and Jody
Ooh,
Reynosa.
look at all those
And
people.
then we have Lala Deaton playing music. Ivan Teller is going to be there doing private sessions. These are
Ooh.
all of our vendors. Christina Lee Dobbs will be there selling her pyramids. Space Force News will be there.
Yep, yep.
Hopewell Farm. Tim Sanders is gonna. He said if it's possible for him to fly out from London at that time, he will be there. So we'll see. Uh, Divine Sovereign Beings, Jason Alexis, and some other local vendors. It's a beautiful, absolutely gorgeous place, guys. Like I don't even know how to describe it. Sasquatch sightings nearby. It's just
Oh
um
yeah, speaking of Sasquatch sightings, by any chance, did you actually see a Sasquatch this weekend? I this past weekend.
why? Because I was at the Ozarks?
Yes, I need to know. Did you try and catch? Did you even try to catch one, Tyler?
No, we were boating. So, but no Sasquatch. But yeah, guys, grab a ticket if you want. Come hang out. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I know it's a long way away, but people have messaged us thanking us that we're promoting it so early because now they're saving for it. So
Yes. Well, Laura and I are psyched about coming. I mean, we're gonna make a whole trip of it. You know,
yeah, yeah,
look for some
yeah. I mean,
aliens on the way up there. It's gonna be great fun. We'll be there doing like, meet and greets and probably do some streams and hang out with the peeps. It should be fun. The Scratchin' has been released. The Lemons have been released on DLive. What up, Morning Flower? Who else was over there? Let me go see who was on DLive because I don't want to miss my peeps. I feel bad, like I'm neglecting the DLive fam. Uh, when I read all the names. Thank you, Morning Flower, for the lemons, Julie65 and Kelly Belair. Sean Joe, good to see you over there. Soul Rico. Maybe Q Chris, maybe not. Duppy Montana, Mike Q Deplorable. Good to see you guys. Much love to you. Much love to you. Rainbow Snuggle Fritz. What up, fam? Let's see. So you guys should have got your pills, got your lemons. What else? I will be back Tuesday. I am going live at 9 o'clock on Tuesdays now because are we? Oh, you're not frozen. I'm going live at 9 o'clock on Tuesdays now. So I will be back. I did the Anti-Federalist papers. I don't know if I'm going to be continuing that or what I'm doing this week. I might be ranting about China because I think there's some big shit going on that we need to talk about there as well. So come check me out. And we will be back here next Friday, right?
yeah,
With more.
absolutely. And few things in the chat. Divine Fractal said camping. Yeah, there is camping.
Ooh.
There's lodging on site. There's 72 rooms on site, and then there's camping immediately next door, walking distance. Then there's hotels in town that are 5 miles away, and then there's actually glamping nearby and some
Hey.
Airbnb. Yeah, but this resort is like 5 star. It's freaking awesome.
Oh, it is
It,
beautiful.
it is unreal. It's like no videos or photos will do it justice. Like being on that, when I pulled onto that property, I actually got chills. I was like, this is the right spot.
This is
I
the
knew immediately.
place, right?
Yeah, and the lady working, like the lady working there, every question I had for her, she's like, yeah, totally, we can do that. Sure, yeah, do whatever. Like just it was too easy. It was kind of scary. Well,
You're
it all
supposed
worked
to be
out.
there, right? Supposed to
Yeah.
be there. Um,
Um, and then one more thing, real quick.
yeah, how about it?
Somebody said I'm trying to address a comment. Oh, latest update from Johann Fritz with Dan Winter was interesting. Uh, yeah, it was interesting. I actually did listen to that. Very interesting. Makes you scratch your head a little bit. Do we even have a clue what's going on right now? I don't
Of
know.
course not. Jorge, yes, I want to talk about AUKUS. I really do. I want to go into that. Obviously, I think that we are soon to see ruckus with China. Personal opinion. So yeah, I probably will be going into that on Tuesday. So if you want to come hang out, do so. Anything else?
No, we got Laura Van Tyne coming up this week on the show.
Ooh, we get to know in advance. That's awesome.
We've already mentioned
Oh,
it twice because it's come up, but yeah, so she has a new book that just came out. She's going to be talking about that, but we're going to get into something that I've dealt with personally, entity attachments, and
yes.
it's a real deal. And I've had 2 sessions with her, and she's the real deal. Quite profound, actually, what I've experienced working with her. So we're going to talk about some of that.
Well,
It's going to be a lot of
I
fun.
will definitely be there. That was a big problem for me. So
Yeah, it was
absolutely.
and a lot of people, a lot of the half the population, they're unaware of it.
Don't even know.
We
You
all
get
have
so used to it, you don't even realize that that's what's happened to you until it's gone.
until it's gone. Yeah,
Hmm.
and then you're like on a path of self discovery, trying to figure out who you
Man,
are,
right?
identity crisis. Yeah.
Like what just happened? For sure, for sure.
Um.
All right. Well,
All right, guys. Good night. I'll let you take us out, Foil.
we love you. Yeah, I definitely want to catch that. I'm all about hearing what anybody has to say about the whole attachment problem.
I had a session with her at ESETI. It was it wasn't even planned. It's a really long story, but it was kind of last minute, like an emergency spiritual surgery, right? Is what I would call it. And she was like, I don't even have, she's like, I usually record all my sessions, but she's like, I'm not going to be able to record this. Is that okay? I'm like, yeah, that's fine. Yeah. And damn, I have all the sessions I've ever had, that's the one that I wish was recorded. It was fucking crazy.
I believe
like
it.
Like the type of hypnosis that you see in Hollywood movies. Like it was real. My body was doing shit. Like this was like on next level crazy. Like it was. I don't know how to put it into words, but it was life changing.
I believe you. You were. I had to die to get that shit up off of me. Like I feel you. I feel you completely.
I think I was telling a friend about your story the other. Oh, my dad actually was telling him about your story.
Yeah, that shit was wild.
Because I know somebody who's going through something similar to what you went through in a weird way. Not similar, but it reminded me of your story.
Are they free now?
Well, I don't know if we're still on the air. So
yes, we are. All right. Yes, we are. Hold on. Let me get us out of here. We love you guys.
They're going to be like, no.
Right? Hold on. Let me get us out of here.